Hey Odyssey, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to read this book called The Sun is Kind of a Big Deal. So yesterday we talked about the solar system and how the sun is a big part of our system, and it's one of the major parts of our system. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be reading The Sun is a Big Deal so that you can learn about what all the sun does in order to help our solar system and keep it together. Okay? So the first part, and I'm still outside, says all of the planets and the sun live together in the solar system like a big family. The sun is our solar system's very own star. Seriously, the sun is an actual star. It's the only star in our solar system, and it sits right in the center, holding everything together. The sun is the biggest thing in the solar system. It's even bigger than Earth. Way bigger. Way, way bigger. Like over 1,000,000 times bigger. It says, oh, it burns. This is why I keep my distance. There are much bigger stars than the sun, but all of the other stars you see are really, really, really far away. Really. Really. The other stars are in totally different solar systems, and they have their own planets. Earth is the third planet away from the sun. Remember Earth? It's that little planet where you and everyone you know lives. Pluto used to be a planet, but scientists decided it didn't quite fit the definition. Now it's called a dwarf planet. Sorry, Pluto. So you have Mercury saying, I'm the baby. I'm the hottest, Venus. I have cats, that's Earth. Mars, did someone lose a rover? Jupiter, I'm gassy. Saturn, hula hoop champion. And Uranus, I spin sideways. Neptune, it's cold out here. And Pluto, I'm still here, you guys. The planets move around the sun like a big racetrack in space. Each planet has its own special path that it follows. That's called its orbit. Some planets are faster than others, but each one stays in its lane. It takes a whole year for Earth to go all the way around the sun. Do you know how many times you have been around the sun? How many times have you been around the sun? It should be how old you are. The sun never stops working. It does a ton of important jobs for Earth. In fact, we wouldn't be around without the sun. Are you sure you need all of this from me? Yes, every second, every day, please and thank you. Why is Earth so important? 2 words, plants and animals. That's 3 words. Still waiting on that autograph. Hey, what's this line for? The sun gives us light so we can see, but it takes about 8 minutes for light to get to us because the sun is so far away. It's worth the wait. Earth spins around in a full circle every day. This is why when it's nighttime for you, it's daytime for the other side of the world. The sun is always there, even when you can't see it. Sometimes it looks dark outside during the day because the sun is behind the clouds, but it's still there. Hey, move it, clouds. I was making a shadow puppet. Once in a while, it gets dark in the daytime because the moon gets in the sun's way. That's called a solar eclipse, and it only lasts for a little while. Keeping us warm is another really important part of the sun's job. The sun is hotter than you can imagine, way hotter than fire. Its temperature reaches millions of degrees in the center. Some places on Earth are warmer than others, and the parts of Earth closest to the equator are the warmest. The parts of the Earth closest to the North and South Pole are the coldest. So now we know it's colder near the poles of Earth and warmer near the equator, but why? Well, the parts of the Earth near the equator are getting the sun's heat from straight on. The North and South poles are getting the same amount of sunlight, but it gets spread out over a big area. Since these places have to share the sun's heat, they don't get quite as warm. So you can see here's the North Pole, here's the South Pole, and here's the equator. And the equator gets the most of the sunlight. While Earth is moving around the sun, it is spinning on a tilt. That's why we have seasons. There are 4 of them: spring, summer, fall, and winter. Because of Earth's tilt, the top half and the bottom half of the world experience the seasons at a different time. When the bottom half of Earth is tilted toward the sun, it is summer. This also means that the top half of Earth is tilted away from the sun, which makes it winter there. The sun's work isn't done yet. Every day the sun also has an important job in the water cycle. So you can see the condensation, precipitation, evaporation. Heat from the sun causes water to mix with air, turning it to a vapor called evaporation. Then we know the vapor gathers to make clouds called condensation. And then finally the water goes back down as rain or snow as precipitation. The water cycle is important for all living things, but especially for plants. Plants need water and sunlight for photosynthesis. That's a big word, but it's also a really big job. Photosynthesis is when plants use light from the sun, water from the water cycle, and carbon dioxide from the air to make food for energy to help it grow. During photosynthesis, plants make oxygen. That's what animals and people need to breathe. Take a deep breath. You just breathed in a lot of oxygen. Oxygen doesn't have any taste, but it's always there. We can't live without it. If the sun wasn't helping out with photosynthesis, we wouldn't have oxygen. You're welcome. Wow, neighbor today. The sun is pretty great. It's always around, keeping the whole solar system together. It gives us light and keeps us warm. It helps bring us rain and grow plants to produce the oxygen we breathe. It's such a big part of our lives that we wouldn't be able to live without it. The sun works really hard to help us out. That's kind of a big deal. All right, so enjoy today. Have fun exploring with science, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.